Hi, my name is Lucy Ray. I am the project manager for the Bytecode Bandits. My peers are Misty Kurian, Brendan Kofink, Sierra Woodall, and Priscilla Leafblad, and we all work together to present to you our hotel reservation system. So first, I wanted to give a brief run-through of the requirements for this project. We have created a hotel system that has the capacity for a hotel with 40 rooms of different room quality types. This can be economy, comfort, business, suite, luxury, etc. They can also have a variable number of beds, which is included in the room type and can be differentiated with smoking, non-smoking. Our guest login privileges, they are able to create a new account upon their first time logging in and log in successfully to our system. They are able to modify their own profile information, which consists of their username, password, and phone number. They are able to search rooms rather indirectly. They are able to, when they are making a reservation, it will assign them a room that is available, thereby searching for the rooms. We did not feel that it was realistic for the guest to be able to see the status of every single room in the hotel. Therefore, it is kind of baked into our reserve room use case. Guests are able to make, cancel, and modify reservations, as well as input their own credit card information or indicate that they have a corporate account that will be paying. A clerk is able to log in, modify their own profile information as well as guest profile information, modify room information, view the status of rooms in the hotel, view all reservations at any given time, make, cancel, and modify reservations on behalf of a guest, process checking in, checking out, and generate the billing information for a guest. The admin is able to do everything that the clerk does, as well as create a clerk account and modify accounts and reset passwords is their special privilege. Only they can reset people's passwords.
Hi, my name is Sierra, and for this project, I'm in charge of quality assurance. But for today, I'm going to show you the guest functionality in the user interface in the hotel system. So right now I'm already on the login page. Since I'm testing everything a guest can do, I'm going to create a new guest account for myself, and I'm just going to put in a username and a password and a phone number. Oh, that's just, there we go. For testing purposes, I'm also going to put an incorrect phone number, see if it lets me know, and it does. So a warning message will pop up that will say that my phone number is incorrect. And same with a username with white space. So if I do that and I register, it should say registration successful. So we're going to move on to logging in now. If I enter in a username and a password, and let's just say for testing purposes, I click I'm an employee, even though I'm not. I'm going to log in and it should say invalid username and password because there is no employee with my credentials because I'm a guest. If I just uncheck that and I log in, it will log me in successfully. And so if we go to the homepage, it will say I currently have no reservations made because I did just create an account and I haven't reserved a room yet. So let's go into that functionality and reserve a room. So let's choose this room type for fun. Let's go June 1st to June 2nd. Let's reserve a room. After that, a pop-up window will come up and it will have me log in or enter in a card number and all the card credentials. So for fun, let's just do that card number, maybe a 09 and 24, and then it will say thank you for your reservation because all the card credentials were correct, and I'm going to say okay, and then I'll look at my reservations and it will have my one that I just made. So once we do that, let's reserve one more room that is already in progress. Let's say it started the 1st and it ends the 3rd. Let's use the card that I just entered in on file, and I'll reserve and I'll say thank you for your reservation. if I go into the reservation list now, as you can see, the one I first created in June has the options to cancel or modify. But the one I just made that started today and is in progress now does not have those options because you're unable to cancel or modify a reservation that has already started. So yes, there is that. And then I'm gonna do one more reservation. And let's just do this one, and let's do one that starts tomorrow. I'm going to use the card on file, reserve, yay. And so we have that one that starts tomorrow, so this one right here. For this, now let's test like canceling a reservation. So we're going to cancel the one that's from a month from now. Let's modify it first, actually, sorry. So if you go into modify reservation, you're able to change the different type of room. Let's click use card on file again, and then let's modify it. So it will say thank you, meaning that it was successful. And as you can see, the type of room did switch because that's what I modified in the reservation. Now, if we cancel one, it should just be easily canceled, no fee, because it was so far in advance that the hotel's policy does not apply. Hotel has a late policy that says if you cancel a reservation too close to the start date, then you will get a late cancellation fee. And that is what we would get with this one. So if I hit cancel here, I'm able to see a receipt because I was billed that late cancellation fee. And it will kind of just show you all the needed information that you would need to know for that receipt. And then you'll hit OK. And basically that one is canceled. So now we are just left with the one that started today. Now, if I go to my profile to show you that functionality, it shows my username, password, and phone number. Basically, if I just hit modify now, it's going to say successfully modified because it didn't change anything. The password is not in the text because it's secret, like for security purposes. So yeah, if I were to change my username with white space, it should say can't include white space. So I'll just delete that again. Same thing goes with the letter and the phone number, invalid phone number. Now, if I were to type in a password with white space, modify, it should also say it can't contain white space. But for testing, let's edit my username. Then we'll modify, and it should successfully modify if it falls under the requirements of not including certain characters like white space. So we'll hit OK with that, and I successfully changed my username. So if I go here and I go back there, it should say my username. And so yeah, I am going to log out now, and it should be able to log out successfully. And so yeah, that is all of the guest functionality that we have produced in our hotel system.
Hi, I wanted to jump in and show some of the functionality for the hotel clerk. So I will start by logging in with my employee account and indicate that I am an employee to successfully log in. I will go and show you the modify user. Note that you can only modify guest accounts. Otherwise, a hotel clerk should not have the functionality to modify other employee accounts. So if I were to type in my own username like I did here, it is not found in the guest registry. But if I were to type in a guest username, such as UberGuest, I can now modify their profile information. You cannot modify their username to have nothing there, or white space, or commas, or anything like that. We have catches for all of that. Same deal for the phone number. I cannot enter invalid phone numbers, nothing that contains letters or an improper amount of numbers. So I will give UberGuest a new password here. And now I've modified their account. Note that an employee cannot modify passwords. I can also add a new guest user to the system. So here I will add, yes, Lucy is now going to be a guest in our system, and she will have password, and phone number. note that I cannot just not supply a phone number. I have to put in a valid phone number. Passwords can't be white space. Usernames can't be white space, no commas, nothing like that. We have guards to check for all of that, but upon entering a proper phone number, this guest is now registered in the system.
Hi everybody, my name is Priscilla Leafblad and I am the project librarian. I'm going to go over some of the abilities that an employee has with our system. So first, as an employee, I'm going to log into my account. I'm going to check I'm an employee so that we can log in, and it's going to give us a success. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and go to reserve room. So guest can reserve a room on their own end, but if an employee wants to make a reservation for a guest, this is what they're going to do. So they can go ahead and pick whichever kind of room type they want. They can select the start date for the guest, and they can select the end date, and they can type in the guest username. Okay. If I was to reserve a room right now, we're going to get an error message. This is because the start date must be before the end date. So we're going to go ahead and adjust this end date to be after the start date. If we were to reserve like this, also an error because this username does not exist. So we're going to type in a valid username, and as long as that username has an account under it, then this will work. The corporate and use card on file buttons are exactly the same as a guest, as what the guest will do. So we're going to go ahead and just make this reservation. It's going to ask for a card number, the expiration date, and the CVV. Okay, and thank you for the reservation. Okay. And then we can go to the reservations. As we can see, at the very bottom, it created that reservation. So a luxury one for Uber guest from 5/26, all those dates that we just put in. Okay, so say now a guest comes to you as an employee and says they want to change their reservation. They want to change the room type, or they want to change the date, or anything like that. You can go ahead and click this modify button and say we want to switch from a luxury smoking room to a suite non-smoking room. Or we can even change the dates or anything like that. However, we cannot change the guest username. So say the guest wanted to cancel their reservation, you'll do that with the cancel button, not with the modify reservation. They can even switch to be a corporate guest, and we can also now use the card on file. So we're going to go ahead and click modify, and thank you for your reservation. Okay. So now, say the guest completely changes their mind and they now want to cancel their reservation. All we're going to do is click cancel, and that reservation is now gone. If that reservation had been canceled within 2 days of their reservation start date, then you would see a view receipt button right here, and you would be able to see that late cancellation fee on that receipt. Also, the employee can see the reservation receipt after they've checked out. So we can go and look at this one and view that receipt. We can see it's an economy room, and we can see that it's also Uber guest right here. And that is just a few of the abilities that the employee has with our system. So thank you so much for listening, and off to the next person.
Hi, my name is Misty Curie, and I'm a requirements engineer, and I will be demoing some of our admin interface. So one of the admins on our computer is myself, or on our system is myself. If I try logging in without checking the I'm an employee box, as you can see, it failed to log me in. But once I log in, it's successful, and now you can see a little bit of the admin interface. One of the first things I'm going to go over is our check-in and check-out functionality. For example, I would choose Ovia. I can check her in and I can check her out. And she has a receipt associated with her account. Similarly, I can check someone else in, check them out, and they'll have a receipt associated with their account. I can also make a reservation. I can also reserve a room on behalf of a guest by entering the guest username, but this functionality is very similar to the clerks, so I'll be skipping over that for now. One of the other functions of an admin is being able to modify a room. So if I type in an invalid room number, we don't have 8 floors, unfortunately. That room will not be modified. However, if I choose a reasonable room, maybe I want to change that to a 3-bed economy, room successfully modified. One of the other functions we have is just the ability to look at rooms and the reservations associated with it. So in this layout, we see the room number and the next reservation associated with that room number. And we have that for all of the rooms in our quaint 2-story teal hotel. That's all from me. I'll be passing it on to Brendan.
Hello, I'm Brendan Kofink and I'm the design engineer for this project. I wanted to show you a couple more things that admin can do. First of all, I'm going to log in as myself, who I happen to be one of the admins. Alright, you might have seen a couple of these, but have you seen that they can add guests? Let's try adding one. I'm going to add a guest. His name is Guest, and his password will be a secret password that no one will ever get. Let's try and register him. Alright, if we try and log in with him now, you can see it works. Success, you've logged in. Alright, now, next thing I wanted to show you is that we can also add employees. Now, this is a specifically admin function. Clerks can add guests, but only admins can add employees. Let's try and add a new employee. Why do we need a 1? And they're going to be an admin. Let's try now logging in with them. Awesome. So adding an employee also works. And you can see as I go over to this profile page that we are in fact new employee. We're not me anymore. We're the new employee. And while we're here, I might as well show you our profile page. Every single user, whether they're a clerk, whether they're a guest, whether they're an admin, they can all modify their own information in this profile page. So I'm going to try and change this username here. He's going to be new employee 2, and I'm going to give him a new password. All right, let's try logging out and logging back in as this new employee. Oh no. I think I forgot the password. Oh wait, no. There we go. I forgot the username. And you can see now in my profile that I am in fact new employee 2. Alright, one last thing I want to show you today, that we can modify users. We can modify both guest and employees here. Employees here are actually admin specific. Clerks obviously shouldn't be able to modify other clerks' information. Instead, admins can modify them. But we'll start with guests. Let's see, who should we pick on today? We'll pick on Peyton here. I'm going to go here, modify users. I'm going to modify a user, and I'm going to search for Peyton. As you can see, Peyton's information pops up. Just quickly to show you that this isn't a fluke, I am going to log in as, login, who obviously doesn't exist. We could not find that guest, and that would work just as well for employees. Let's modify Payne's stuff. Let's give him an A. And I'm going to name him here. And I'm going to give him a new phone number. And we'll modify him. Oh, the guest username is already in use. See, our system actually checks if that user already exists. You see, as I change him to Peyton with 2 A's, we can now successfully modify. Okay. Let's go back to reservations here. And you can see that the name has been in fact changed to Peyton with 2 A's. I'm going to go ahead and log out. Log back in with Peyton, and our new password. Awesome. And you can see reservation shows up just as well for here. Profile shows up just as well for here with the new phone number, with the new username. And if a password were shown here, which obviously it shouldn't be, it would be the new password. Back to admin one more time. We'll go in with my old one. Just to show you that we can also modify employees. I'm going to go ahead and modify the employee admin one who exists in our system right here. As you can see, since admin doesn't have a phone number associated with it, there is no phone number here. Instead, we can only modify the username. He is now admin2, and a new password. Successfully modified. Let's log out and make sure that worked. Admin2. A secret password, which I mistyped. It is admin2 now.
Thank you for watching our presentation. Throughout this project, we really learned a lot about creating a full stack development, creating a backend and app logic and front-end user interfaces that are easy to navigate and comprehensive for the needs of a user, as well as how to critically think about the workflow of the system and the classes and objects and everything that we needed, and expressing those ideas through UML diagrams. We ran into a couple of roadblocks with data persistence issues and some of the quirks of Swing for our user interface. But all in all, we all truly learned a lot throughout this project, and we are very excited to present to you this hotel system.